He is the member of the Royal Knights, a monarch who presides over all Knightmon and the most fabulous Digimon. This video is a tribute to Lord Knightmon. As an ultimate level Digimon, Lord Knightmon displays a lot of power and fighting techniques. He is a member of the Royal Knights for a reason. The alliance of 13 powerful Holy Knight Digimon, guardians of the digital world commanded by Yggdrasil. They all have different beliefs and different lords, and each of them excels in their own area. One of his most notable appearances is in Digimon Frontier, when after the protagonists defeated Cherubimon Vice, they were faced with a new obstacle in the form of Dynasmon and Lord Knightmon. They introduced themselves as Royal Knights and served Lucemon in order to bring him back and rule the human world. Lord Knightmon appeared again in Digimon Savers, where the Royal Knights started off as villains in terms of fighting the main protagonists, but they were following Yggdrasil's orders to destroy the human world in order to save the digital world. Lord Knightmon is at the ultimate level, but he has an entire evolution line that goes all the way back to baby level. Choramon is an ultra-compact machine Digimon with red eyes that act as light sensors. The way he moves around is very cute, but since he only has a simple program that moves in response to bright light, he can't move when the surroundings get dark. It is not known why, but when he is in a good mood, he discharges electricity from the tip of his tail. Choramon belongs to the Metal Empire and Nightmare Soldiers fields. His skill is Jamming Powder, which emits iron particles to temporarily confuse the opponent's artificial intelligence. This move allows him to escape while the enemy is confused. Choramon evolves into Caprimon, a small infant Digimon that wears a metal helmet. He has an antenna that can receive all radio waves and sounds in the two horns attached to the helmet. Caprimon has weak eyesight and has the bat-like characteristic of emitting ultrasound waves from his mouth and recognizing objects in front of him with the returning sound waves. For that reason, Caprimon can act regardless of day or night. Being a baby-level Digimon, he doesn't have an attribute, but belongs to the Nightmare Soldiers and Metal Empire fields. His skill is Howling Hertz, which is generated by resonating two horns. When hit by this technique, even large Digimon become deaf. Caprimon evolves into Kotemon, a reptile Digimon aiming to become a top-class swordsman amongst Digimon. Kotemon's name is based on kote, a mitten-style gauntlet worn during kendo, a modern Japanese martial art. Despite being untalkative, Kotemon is hard-working and diligently undergoes training behind the scenes. His true appearance is a mystery as he never removes his defensive gear. Although he has a timid personality and cries easily, he cares deeply for his friends and has a strong sense of justice, also showing his strong-willed side from time to time. Kotemon has the Data attribute and belongs to the Nature Spirits and Dragon's Roar fields. His signature attack is striking at the enemy's arms with an electrified attack called Thunder Kote. His special attack is wreathing his Shinai in flames and aiming for the opponent's head called Fireman. A Shinai is a Japanese sword made of bamboo, used for practice and competition in kendo. It is made from light soft wood, so it can be wielded in a manner that allows quick movements and swift strikes. Kotemon evolves into Gladimon, a novice warrior Digimon that is active on the front lines of the battlefield. He's small and lightly armed, so he's quick to move and cuts into enemy lines as a scout. He's also good at making formations in cooperation with his comrades and has high combat power as a platoon. It is said that only those who emerge victorious on the battlefield will evolve into great warriors. Gladimon has the Vaccine attribute and belongs to the Virus Busters field. His special moves are spinning slashes with the rapiers on both hands, called Wheel Rush, and slashing the enemy with his long hands as if dancing, called Sword Dancer. Gladimon evolves into Knightmon, a gigantic warrior-type Digimon clad in armor made of heavyweight chrome Digizoid. Even with this armor, he has enough power to easily wield his beloved great sword. According to one theory, he wears armor in order to suppress his power, which is so strong that he would go out of control. Knightmon is a Digimon that exists in order to serve his master faithfully and has a loyal personality. Therefore, depending on the attributes of the master, he is suffering from being both evil and righteous because he sticks to his beliefs. Knightmon has the Data attribute and belongs to the Virus Busters and Metal Empire fields. In the attack Berserk Sword, he wields a large sword like a berserker and cuts everything in two. Other attacks include Checkmate Break and the Duel. Knightmon had many important appearances in the franchise, and some of the most notable ones include in Digimon Frontier as henchmen of the villains Dynasmon and Lord Knightmon, and again in Digimon Savers as Lord Knightmon's henchmen. Knightmon has the Crest of Hope on his shield. In one episode of Adventure 02 he didn't have the crest because he was made of dark towers. In the Adventure reboot, Knightmon guarded Valkyrimon's castle and was also in the ancient war against Zed Millenniummon, fighting Evilmon and Davidramon. Knightmon evolves into Lord Knightmon. He is more loyal to what he considers to be justice rather than the standard of good and evil, and his goal justifies all means. Whether it's domination by force or if it brings about a certain degree of peace, Lord Knightmon finds value in that. There is also a ruthless side to the execution of his duties, as he shows no mercy towards the weak. He has the virus attribute and belongs to the Virus Buster's field. His special attacks are Spiral Masquerade, in which he chops up the enemy with the 4 belt blades that extend from his armor, and Urgent Fear, in which he instantly penetrates the opponent's chest and shoots a shock wave from the pile bunker on his right arm from short range. Lord Knightmon has an X-Antibody form, a noble form that possesses the Rose Shield, Rose Pile Bunker, and the piercing sword Rose Fencer that combine offense and defense, and acquires even greater power as the King of Knights. By analyzing the battlefield with the red crystal embedded in his visor, he is able to always lead the battle to his advantage. The way he dominates the battlefield as if he were playing music gives those around him a sense of awe as an absolute being. Also, along with his armor, his saw-like blades are strengthened, and he is able to concentrate the power of his subordinates Knightmon at the tip of the blades. His special moves are a Lord of Fraternity, deploying a saw blade that has accumulated the power of Knightmon's and slashing the enemy army to pieces like a dance, and Noblesse of Rouge, that restricts the enemy's movements with a hurricane of rose petals generated from the core of his Rose Pile Bunker and accurately piercing the Digicore with his Rose Fencer. He also wields the strongest Pile Bunker, formed by combining a shield and a sword, blowing away everything on the battlefield with a shock wave. Which one of these Digimon is your favorite? Tell me in the comments below. If you watched the dub version of Digimon, you know Lord Knightmon as Crusadermon. The dub also changed his voice actor to female, which was one of the topics in my Digimon censorship video. What are your thoughts on this? If you want to support me, you can do so on Patreon or buy me coffee. The links are in the description below. Thank you for watching. Stay tuned for more Digimon videos. PS, make sure to follow my community page on YouTube, as I also post updates about upcoming videos there.